30 times. Ten times more. Two times more. Letting go and stop.
You used to be a businessman. Does that help you talk their language?
That's a long time ago.
Your father wasn't too happy about the chicken farming. But you did have a background though. Does that help you sometimes navigate things?
What
or give you an
background?
extra edge or understanding business as opposed to never having experience?
See, this question comes from the presumption that everything has to come from your experience. That means you're going to be very small. In this world, how many things can you personally experience? Very small. Even if it's wide-ranging experience, still it's very small. So essentially, this whole attitude and questioning and this kind of thing has happened to the world in a big way because our education is confusing people to make them believe that memory is intelligence. Memory is not intelligence. Memory is useful as data, but intelligence is a different dimension. We have gobbled this up, that we have made children believe from a very early age, if you remember something, you're smart. No. A tape recorder can remember everything. This camera can remember everything. This doesn't mean it's intelligent. So, one major aspect of my work is to separate these two. Within your experience, your memory and your intelligence are two different things. If you have an intelligence which is unsullied by memory, you will see everything just the way it is. But if you look at everything through the filters of your memory, everything is prejudiced.
We see a lot of fighting happening these days, us versus them, Democrats versus Republicans. I think the New York Times did a survey the other day and they found out that someone would rather be against someone than for someone, even if they supported. As in, we're looking for the enemy.
No, see, this is a culture that's evolved. In many places this is happening. Because the elections are coming, I'm tweeting to encouraging people to vote.
In India or
in
America?
India.
In India.
I'm saying in India. So as a process of that, I say, democracy is about all of us getting together and creating a wonderful nation. This is not about pointing fingers at each other. Oh, there's a whole barrage of comments saying, what does he know about democracy? Democracy is about criticizing the government, democracy is about pointing fingers, democracy is about pointing out the mistakes.
"30 times. 10 times more. Two times more. Letting go and stop.
So, some very left-leaning media came to me and asked me this question. I said, do one thing, you're married, right? You go home today, from morning to evening, you'll be all right. In the evening, just for 2 hours, criticize your wife for all the small things about which she's not okay. If you pay enough attention, she's not okay on many things, as every human being is. You criticize her, 22 hours you appreciate her, you enjoy her, but 2 hours you criticize her every day, believe me, in 30 days your marriage will be over. Is that so or no? I said, yes. Then why do you think you have to do this to the government? Once people elect, next 5 years you support them. In every possible way, you bolster them. They're doing something wrong, of course. But the day they get elected, if you start criticizing, what are they supposed to do? At least wait for them to make some mistakes. So about being Republican, Democrat, this American culture is unfortunately spreading to other countries also. See, when I first came to United States, it's always amazed me. How are you Republican or Democrat by birth? This is feudalism, this is not democracy. Democracy means whatever happened in the last 4 years, you look at it, what they have done is good for you, good for the nation in which you live or not, and then make up your mind who should rule for the next 4 years or 5 years or whatever the term is. Now, no, by birth you have decided, because my father was a Democrat, my grandfather was a Republican, accordingly I have decided. This is feudalism, where is democracy? This is like another religion. You destroyed democracy. Democracy has something called a secret ballot. That means who you vote, even your family need not know whom you voted, all right? But now you already declared from birth, I'm going to vote only for this party no matter what they do. This is just a feudalism. I think the 1900s, the feuds of middle America have gotten to the whole of America now. America needs to rethink if they want democracy. I'm suggesting this in India, none of the political parties will like it. I said, one thing is political parties should not have membership. They can have office bearers, whatever number of people they want as people who work for them. But there should be no national membership where millions of people are enrolled as members, because then it's already decided who they're going to vote for. It's important at every election, every citizen thinks whether this is good for me and my nation or not. And according to their own intelligence, they will think and they will vote. Otherwise, there's no democratic process.
"30 times. "10 times more. 2 times more. Letting go and stop.
So I'm pitching for this, that political parties must surrender their… this should go, that there should be no membership. Because you just formed a new religion.
Why do you have so much pride and passion in India? I mean, you flew back for one day to vote. You're constantly giving back and doing things for this country.
I'm doing everywhere in the world, not just to India.
Okay, but you do a lot with India too, notably.
Because a large part of the work is still in India. Above all, for me, a nation is not a geographical or political entity. For me, nation is the largest segment of humanity you can address. So, India as a nation is 1.3 billion people. If you make some changes, then you're addressing a massive amount of humanity right there. So I'm looking at every nation as just a segment of humanity, not as a political or geographical borders. That's not important for me. But we have still not found a way where the entire world can embrace each other and become one global entity. That's not yet a reality, it's still far away.
That's not Twitter. That's not Twitter and social media, not yet.
That is okay, but in terms of administration, in terms of goals, see, even now, European Union, you're having a Brexit, all right? People find their own reasons as to why they cannot be together. So, world is still not in that place where they can embrace each other and live as one. So, right now, how do you address the well-being of human beings? Nation is the largest piece that you can address.
You get to speak to a lot of young people in their 20s. You become very popular. You're kind of the uncle they never had, the grandpa they never had. What do you see in our young people today? What do you see them struggling with, and do you see hope? Do you see confusion?
See, the problem with every generation is the previous generation thinks the next generation is all confused.
Always been the case, right?
It's not true. It is just that the older generation is not able to come to terms with the new possibilities that the next generation is exhibiting. But one concern is physically, mentally, the next generation, the generation that's coming up now, seems to be much weaker than the previous generations, especially physical strength, I'm saying, because I'm not talking about you being a muscle man or something, but this is weakening of the species, which is dangerous over a period of time. Maybe after some time only 2 thumbs will be living because the only thing they do is text. They may be having big thumbs, but nothing else growing in them.